Here I come, ready or not, better make way, 'cause I'm coming in hot like a wildfire.
Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Hope you all had an amazing holidays, whatever it is that you celebrate. Today I decided I'm going to make some Cabbage Borscht Mennonite soup. I grew up in a town with a lot of Mennonites, and this was a soup that I absolutely loved, so I figured I would give it a try. I'm going based off of this recipe that I found online, which calls for some beef soup bones, but I'm going to kind of go off this recipe but make it vegetarian. So instead of using beef soup bones, I am going to be using the Better Than Bouillon seasoned vegetable base. I couldn't find the no beef base, so we're gonna go with this one. And I've already added it to my pot with some water, and I'm bringing that to a boil. The recipe also calls for 2 quarts of water, which is in the pot, 12 carrots, which seems like a lot of carrots, 6 potatoes, I have 5, so we're gonna go with 5, 1 head of cabbage, 3 onions, which we're gonna mince up here in a minute. Some fresh parsley. I don't have fresh parsley, so I'm gonna use some dried parsley. We've got our little spice blend here with 10 whole allspice berries, 1 bay leaf, half of a star anise, 1 teaspoon of salt, a pinch of ground black pepper, and then I also have 1.5 cups of diced tomato. It calls for chopped tomato, but I just used like canned diced tomatoes, and then 1/2 cup of heavy cream. I'm actually going to use sour cream. So let's see here. So yeah, we're bringing our broth here to a boil. We're going to cut up our carrots and our onions and put them in our bowl. Got a lot of carrots here to chop up. Cry it out. Just cry it out. Once you have all your veggies chopped up, you just want to add it to your pot. Okay, already I can tell that there is not enough water in here. So the recipe says 2 quarts of water or more as needed. We definitely need more, so we're gonna add some more, and we're gonna add some more of our veggie bouillon as well. You wanna add a teaspoon for every 8 ounces. And then it says you want to add your tomatoes after about 20 minutes once your potatoes are easily pierced with a fork. So I'm just gonna go ahead and add some more water in here. I almost had to double the amount of water. So I added about 4 more teaspoons of this based on the amount of water that I put in there. Now I'm just gonna stir it up. Oh yes, don't forget to add your spice mix. Meanwhile, while this is cooking up and the potatoes are getting nice and soft, I'm gonna cook up my sausage. So I already thawed the sausage, and I'm just gonna add it in onto a skillet here and fry that up. So as you can see here, there's not a whole lot of water, and that's after I doubled the water. And I've got my sausage cooking up over here. So we will see. I also decided to add a little bit of dill in there because why not? Okay, so it's been 20 minutes. The carrots aren't quite soft enough yet, but I did add the tomatoes in there. It says stir in the tomatoes and return soup to a boil. And then serve in individual bowls of soup topped with heavy cream. Like I said, I'm gonna top mine with sour cream. But I'm gonna let this sit for a little while longer. And I also have my sausage all cut up here. So I'm gonna add that in as well. I used 2 of the Beyond Bratwurst sausages. So the amount of water I actually put in there seems to be perfect because it's really kind of filled out now that some of the juices from the vegetables have come out. So definitely want to double the water for this recipe. I took a little taste test and I decided that I wanted to add a little bit of vinegar, so I decided to add a little bit of apple cider vinegar. So we're going to taste that now and see if that added much. I didn't really add too much, maybe like a couple tablespoons, so hold on. Ooh, it smells so good and fragrant. Yep, that really did it. That did it. So yeah, maybe add a couple tablespoons of apple cider vinegar. You could probably use regular white vinegar as well. Okay, I also ended up using the rest of this can. So originally I only got like a cup and a half out of this can per the recipe, but then I decided that it needs the whole thing. So I went ahead and I added the rest of it. All right, she's just about ready. So we're gonna go ahead and scoop a little bit out. Ooh, girl. Gonna make a mess while we're at it. And then we're gonna add just a little, I was gonna say just a little dollop, but no, it's gonna be a pretty hefty dollop. That's our cream. And you know what? Let's get really wild. Let's do a little bit of dill on top. There we go. Perfect. All right, let's give it a try. That turned out way better than I expected. Definitely needed some minor tweaking for sure. But I'll link the recipe down below for you guys, and you know, as you go along, feel free to tweak it as necessary. So I know it's been a few weeks since I last uploaded a video. To be totally honest with you, I've just been really lazy. What day is it today? The 27th of December. So I figured might as well go over some of my New Year's resolutions with you guys. So my first New Year's resolution for 2021 is to go to visit my parents in Saskatoon. It will have been 2 years in January since I went back to Saskatchewan to visit my family. Obviously COVID kind of threw a wrench in my plans this year, and I've just kind of been like going with the flow and playing it by ear and just kind of, you know, seeing what the travel restrictions are like and waiting for them to let up. And so far, obviously they haven't let up just yet. So I'm kind of waiting it out, feeling it out, just kind of getting a feel for, you know, the trajectory of COVID-19 to settle down a little bit so that I can go visit them. So that's on the top of my list for 2021, is to go visit my family in Saskatchewan. My second New Year's resolution, I don't know if this is so much a resolution as it is just like a plan, but basically I will be turning 30 years old in May, so it's a big birthday for me. So I just kind of want to plan something really fun and like exciting for my 30th birthday. I really want to travel. I feel like travel is always on my list every year for my New Year's resolutions. And it all depends on what's going on in the world and whether or not it's safe to travel. Third on my list is to kind of put together a yoga and meditation routine. I'm really not good at being consistent with yoga and meditation. So maybe just starting like a daily practice, setting aside a little bit of time every single day to at least do some sun salutations and maybe like a 10-minute meditation to start, and just get in the habit of doing that regularly. I definitely plan on doing some yoga and meditation videos for you guys. I just haven't really been in the swing of things. I'm still painting my upstairs where I plan to film. So we'll get there. So this is actually really funny. So I started writing my goal list for 2021 maybe like a month ago. And on my original list, I put get a promotion or get a raise. And I'm happy to say that I did get a promotion and I did get a raise just before the end of the year. So I can tick that one off the list. 2020 was a big year for me, a good year for me. I released 2 new songs under my solo project New Moon. I finally went for my yoga teacher certification. I'm now a certified 200-hour yoga teacher through my Vinyasa practice school. I've been lucky enough to keep my job and continue working from home. I finished my 2nd semester of college in the spring. Of course, there are a lot of things that I missed out on this year, but overall, I would say that 2020 has been good to me, so I really can't complain, and I just have to keep my focus on what I have as opposed to what I don't have, and just be really grateful for everything that I have. So that pretty much wraps up my 2020 recap and my New Year's goals going into 2021. Obviously, we won't be celebrating in a big social way this year. We'll probably be celebrating at home, but I'm really excited for what 2021 has to bring. I think that we're all looking forward to saying goodbye to 2020, and I think that there are definitely good things to come. Let me know what your New Year's resolutions are in the comments below. I'm also going to leave the recipe for the borscht soup that I made. Maybe I will type up my recipe based on the modifications that I made for you guys. But yeah, let me know what kind of videos you want to see in the new year, and thanks for watching.